Hello and welcome to Sports Hub. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a great evening, and today on the program I'm hosting two great people who are former FIFA referees. They've officiated at the highest level of football, and these are the ones I'm hosting. I'll keep you guessing who these two are, but very, very prominent. So we also have the segment which we call this is where we look at what is trending in sports. And I have Julius Malulu. What do we have today? Give us the headlines.
Good evening, Morden. How are you doing?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you. Interesting stuff that we have for you. And as far as the trending segment is concerned, we're talking about our very own Janny Sikazwe, who was in charge, who did say goodbye to his refereeing career. Remember, he was in charge of the Red Arrows NAPSA game. We're going to be talking about that. Our very own Diana as well has been selected to officiate at the Women's World Cup. So we're going to be talking about that as well. And then as far as retirement is concerned, we have Gareth Bell, who said goodbye to international football. And our very own Kennedy Musonda are likely to leave Power Dynamo. So those are some of the interesting stuff that we're going to be talking about on the program this evening.
Interesting. I'm just salivating and I can't wait for those items. So feel free to interact with us or to participate on the program. You can call 0211 25 30 25 or 0211 25 08 43. Or you can send us a WhatsApp message on +26095 20 29 04. 0955 20 29 04. On Facebook, it's Sports Hub Facebook page or Modern Sinkala Sports. If you click on this, you'll find a post where we've advertised the guests that we are having today. Then you can leave your comment there. Then we'll be able to read your comments right here, right now. Let's recap on last week's question. I asked you to identify the sportsman who was on the photo, and it looks like maybe most of the people we are watching were .com babies, those from the 2000s, but I'll give you the answer. So the answer to that question is Janny Simulambo. Janny Simulambo. So Janny Liabwa Simulambo was born on 9th November 1953. He is a football coach and former Zambia national football team player. Nicknamed Be Good, Simulambo had an outstanding career and played at the heart of Zambia's midfield for close to 10 years, representing the country at the 1974 and 1978 Africa Cup of Nations, and later became team captain in 1980. So in club football, he played for Livingstone Jets, that's in amateur ranks, 1968 to 1972, and then later on played for Lusaka Tigers, 1972 to 1973, and then Green Buffaloes, 1973 to 1980, Cabo Warriors, 1980 to 1982, Profund Warriors, 1982 to 1983, and Mbabane Highlanders from 1983 to 1989. So that's a Janny Simulambo, the picture we showed you last week. Today we have another photo for you. I want you to identify that photo. There are two sportsmen on that photo. Who are they? They represented, can I mention the sports discipline? No, you have an idea. But, okay, they played football at the highest level. So who are they, those two gentlemen there? If you know them, it's 0211 25 30 25 or 0211 25 08 43 or 0955 20 29 04 on WhatsApp. Then Facebook is Modern Sinkala Sports or Sports Hub Facebook page. Let's now look at, let's take a break. After that, we'll look at the results from the weekend. As TV3, we're at the center of sports. Let's kick off together.
Professional golfers strike and discuss business on the golf course. As TV3, we're there to offer you a platform to putt for a high score.
As we shoot and aim high.
I shall aim to port for a right foot.
As TV3, we are moving at high speed with you.
All this and much more exclusive on TV3. TV3, discover the difference.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's look at results now from the weekend. On Friday, it was Green Buffaloes 1, FC Moza 2. That's in the MTN Super League Week 18 results. Then on Saturday, it was Zanaco 2 and Chambishi 0. This is a game which was played at National Heroes Stadium. The Napsa Stars 3, Red Arrows 1. This is the game which Janny Sikazwe officiated, which was his last game in the MTN Super League as he retired. Then Kansanshi Dynamos 2, Forest Rangers 2, Power Dynamos 1, Nkwazi 1, then Green Eagles 1, Lumwana Radiants 3, Butekon 2, Nchanga Rangers 0, Zesco United 1, Prison Leopards 1. Then on Sunday it was Kabwe Warriors 1, Nkana 0. So Power Dynamos continue commanding the leadership of the table with 6 points. So Power Dynamos have to lose 2 games for the other teams to catch up with them. Let's look at the first National Division 1 League Week 18 results. It was City of Lusaka 1, Bats 0. Then Kito United 1, Mufulira Wanderers 1. Indeni 1, Aguila Stars 0. Young Green Buffaloes 0. Kafue Celtic 1. Konkola Blades 2. Kafue Eagles 0. Lusaka Dynamos 0. Trident 5. With this win, Trident are now on top of the first National Division 1 League. Atletico Lusaka 2, Zesco Malaiti Rangers 3. On Sunday, it was Mutondo Stars 4, Mpulungu Haba 0, Jumulo 1, Livingston Pirates 0. Let's go to the first Women's Super League with 15 results. It was Green Buffaloes 2, Zesco Ndola Girls 0, Played Forward 3, Green Eagles 2, Red Arrows 4, Mufulira Wanderers 0. Then Yasa Queens 5, Queens Sports Academy 1, ZISD 1, Busa Queens 2, Elite Ladies 2, Prison Leopards 0, Indeni Roses 2, Trident 1, then Police Doves 3, Queens Academy, Nkwazi Queens rather 0. Then week 16 results, it was Nkwazi 0, Green Buffaloes 0, Zanaco Ladies 0, Yasa Queens 0, Zesco Ndola Girls 0, Elite Ladies 3, and then Prison Leopards 1, Played Forward 1, Trident Queens 0, Red Arrows 3, Busa Queens 2, Indeni Roses 2, Mufulira Wanderers 1, National Assembly 1, Green Eagles 2, then ZISD 1. Then the game between Queens Sports Academy and Police Doves was postponed. And finally, in terms of results, let's look at the English Premier League Week 19 results. On Monday, it was Brentford 3, Liverpool 1. What is happening to Liverpool? Then Tuesday, it was Arsenal 0, Newcastle United 0. Everton 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 4. Leicester City 0, Fulham 1, Manchester United 3, Bournemouth 0. Then on Wednesday, it was Southampton 0, Nottingham Forest 1, Leeds United 2, West Ham United 2, Aston Villa 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham Hotspur 4. On Thursday, it was Chelsea 0, Manchester City 1. These two teams again met in the FA Cup. Manchester City continued where they ended from. They beat Chelsea by 4 goals to 0. So this is what is happening in terms of results. So before I introduce my special guest in the studio, let's dance to a song done by Kabova, Ben Blazer and General Ozzy. This one is about Bola. Right, that's Kabova, Ben Blazer, and also General Ozzy giving us Bola in that song. Okay, so it's too much of the anxiety now. I have to introduce my guests in the studio. So these are Whistlemen. You can't talk about Zambian refereeing without mentioning these two. They represented Zambia at the highest level. And actually, let's say it's a tournament. If Zambia is not there, then you'd be cheering these Whistlemen. I'm talking about Janny Sikazwe and Wellington Kaoma. It's a pleasure welcoming these two great sons of the soil. The one I'm shaking right now is Wellington Kaoma. I think he needs no introduction. Janny Sikazwe as well, just coming back from the World Cup. You're welcome to Sports Hub.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you are welcome, and you can come and sit here so that you share with us your illustrious football careers in terms of refereeing. So let me start with you, Wellington Kaoma. First of all, give us your background. People know you as a football referee, but who are you? Where are you coming from? When were you born? Where? And how was your upbringing?
Thank you, Modern. I'm Wellington Kaoma. I was born in Fulila, 15th August 1971. And then I grew up in the village. Because remember, the Kaunda era, when you retire, you go to the village. And when my father retired, we went and settled in the village. And that is Salanga village in Mwansabombo district.
That's Luapula province.
Luapula province, yes.
Right. Right. And how many are you in the family?
Yes, we are the 11 of us. I'm the number 11. I'm the last born.
That's a football team.
Yes, we are the 11 of us. Though I've lost, we are 6 female and 5 male.
Right.
So right now we are 7. We've lost my 3 brothers and the sister.
Wow, I love your family. Let's hear from Janny Sikazwe. Ishinari Kaya also, but we want to hear more in terms of also your background.
Well, as you know, Janny Sikazwe, those are my names. Born in 1979. That was in Kabwe General Hospital. Yeah. Education in Kabwe from grade 1 to grade 7. Then 8 to 12 again, it was in Kabwe. So everything there. And here I am. Now, when I talk about my family, we were 6. Now we are 5. Our firstborn went before us. And I'm the only son of the late W.C. Sikazwe.
Wow. I can only imagine, I'm sure you were treated as an egg, being the only boy in the family.
That's what I was expecting, but it was a different thing. You know, especially when you grow from, you know, a family of ladies. People were saying, this guy will be like a lady because you are surrounded by women. But I think it was a different picture altogether. Yeah. The way my dad was like treating me and the like, I think he was trying to, you know, sharpen me and make sure that I am ready for the future. Right.
Were you involved in sports from a tender age?
Yes, from a tender age. I remember when I was just a little boy, we used to have some teams because we were at Angelina Tembo. Yeah, closer to the ground. So we'd find some teams coming there. But surprisingly, I was being called to go and officiate, you know, for those big guys. So I couldn't like get it. It is now when I'm trying to say, I think God was showing me something, that this is your way. Yeah, because by then I was too young, so I couldn't even understand. I used to play football, okay, but with officiating, it wasn't much in me.
Okay, so like when you go to play, obviously you also started from Chimpombwa football. So instead of actually playing, they would pick you to say, no, officiate for us.
No. I was a good player.
Okay.
Yeah, so the issue of officiating wasn't there. It is playing. Because even the time I completed school, I continued playing. I wanted even to join one of the clubs. It's just Dad would change things. He was like, you can't waste the 12 years, you know, at school. Then you come in the village without a trade. So what is important? Go for studies.
Okay.
So he said, well, if at all you are interested in sports, refereeing, you can do other things. All right. So that's how I changed. I think I had a good listening ear.
Right. Let's hear from Wellington. Were you involved in sports activities from a tender age?
Yeah. Chimpombwa, yes.
Okay.
Chimpombwa, yes, I used to. But one thing I should mention here that I came from the footballing family. My father used to play football in the village before he migrated to Mfulira. And he was very good at number 10. And he was nicknamed 10. So even now, if you go in the village and ask for, so that 10 name is still there. Even mom is called Banamwape 10. So the 10 is because of my father used to play football, and though he didn't play at the highest level, but that's what brought him to Mfulira and joined the mines that time. Then my brothers, the firstborn, used to play as a goalkeeper, but not at the highest level. The other brother also played for Mfulira B, and they came to Lusaka. He joined the Bank of Zambia football club. He also played for Zanaco, and eventually was employed by Zanaco. So he was working for Zanaco. I think he played with the Sten Changala, the Stafford Kayam Air. That time, the time Katalai, the ones who brought Zanaco into Super League. That time it was just playing as social football, and then the team came up.
Right.
So really, I came from that football family.
But you are not very good as a footballer.
Not really, but I used to. Just that, when I was growing up, I was very tiny, short and small. So they couldn't allow me to play. Said, Baramufuna, in the village. So, I was that hard to want to play football. But because of my stature, they couldn't allow me to play. So most of the time, they would put me in the goal as a goalkeeper. So I went until when I went to grade 8. That's when I found that when I went to Kaoma Boys, the week that we reported, there was a tournament. In Wapula, there were 2 tournaments that they were being sponsored. There was the Buffalo, which was for the seniors, and then there was also Kapapula, which was being sponsored by the area MP for Mwense area MP. There was Mr. Kapapula. So juniors were competing. Now, the time we reported, that's when Buffalo, the tournament was supposed to start, and it was being hosted by Kaoma Secondary School. So that's why I saw the referees. Then I said, oh, so they're also referees, because in the village they were just picking anyone. As long as it's got football idea, they would give him the whistle to blow. Now, when I went to the school, I found that there were even uniforms. Because in the village they never used to wear uniforms. They never used to wear boots, would wear anything. But when I went to Kaoma, when that tournament started, you could see. But then that's when the idea came. I said, I think since I can't play football, I think I can also contribute as a referee. Right. So that's how the interest started developing.
Is there any particular referee who inspired you?
My brother, I didn't know any referee. In the villages, there's no referees. And even football, there was no TV that time that would watch this referee would what? No. So it was just like, okay, once I passed grade 9, grade 10, I want to start refereeing. Okay. And that was it. When I passed grade 10, again, it took me about 2 years when I was in grade 12, because I changed school. From Kaoma Boys, I went to Mwense. I was transferred to Mwense Boys. So Mwense, in grade 12, that's when I joined in our refereeing club, because each school at clubs, there was scripture union, there was referees. So the referees were meeting after prep. They would meet to go through the laws of the game, and that's the way I joined them. And during that first term, there was again Buffalo, which was being hosted by, which was held at Ncherenge Secondary School. So the referees were selected to go and officiate, to go and participate in that tournament. And now my colleagues took me there just to go and to have a feel of what it takes to be a referee. Okay. And that's where the interest now started developing.
Okay, so the images we are seeing are you now already as an elite referee. How did that come about? So the interest continued?
Well, yes, the interest continued. When I competed at school in 1991, I came to Lusaka. Then my older brother, who was working for Zanaco, told me that no, refereeing is also a good sport. So he introduced me to someone who was a referee, who was a trainee referee, and I went to join them at Wellington College. And the very day I joined, there was a test. So there was that, because I didn't know that there's even laws of the game. When I was in the village, but there's laws of the game, there's uniform, there's cards, that I didn't know. So when I came to Lusaka, that's when I said, oh, do you have First they asked me, are you a qualified referee? Me, I said, yes, I'm a qualified referee, because I used to officiate in the village. I was a star in the village, and I used to officiate in neighboring villages. At some point, I went to officiate in DR Congo because we are neighbors. So for me, I said, oh, I'm qualified. Then they asked me, what class are you? I said, there's also classes. So I said, no, you start as a trainee. And that's when I joined the trainee class. Yes, and it's from there, that's when we started down. The interest started growing. Yes.
All right. Let's hear from Janny. Who inspired you to go into refereeing?
My dad, of course. He's the one who just inspired me, and I followed his ways because my dad was also a referee. Some people, they don't know that dad was a referee as well. I remember the first game that I officiated.
I know.
Yeah, he was the ref, and I was the assistant referee.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was very, very nice. Though the comments were something else, where he decided to call the bosses by then to say, please, next time don't give me a game with my son. So it was that.
What was the challenge?
The challenge which was there was like the father is not doing anything, you know. Wow. So I was celebrating in my heart. I was like, yes, this is the thing. Wow. I remember the Mr. Kaoma, the award, the first whatever. I think
referees of the year.
Yes. Cresta, yes. When I got that, he came trying to challenge me. Yeah, because in 1984 he got an award for the most improved referee. Yeah, so I said, hey, I also have an award. I said, okay, all right. Then I tried to challenge him again. I was like, okay, come, let's read what is there. I read, okay, the most improved. Now read here. Then he read the best referee in JC. So we started laughing. Otherwise, he's the one who inspired me.
Great. I know you had challenges earlier on. Your dad was saying, no, first you have to concentrate on school. So those were some earlier challenges of you getting into the sport.
For sure. Because definitely my life was playing football. Because even the time we had Madalas here, yeah, these Lusaka referees invited me to say, hey, you're also a ref, come. So I was part of the team for referees, but playing football, of course. Yeah, and I became the top scorer. Yeah. You know, and people were like,
you're playing as a striker.
Yes. And people were like, how do you allow a referee to become a top scorer? You know. And I remember I even got an award, a prize.
Yes.
The decoder. It is even there.
Right.
Because that Mandela was sponsored by Zambia, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So are you two intake mates?
No. He was my senior.
Okay.
Yeah, he was my senior.
Because I've seen on several photos, like you are together, and like how close have you two been?
You know, it has been a long time friendship with this big man here. Yeah, I call him.
And you can see that's the two of you.
Yeah, you see, because I was officiating with his father. Yes,
okay.
There's one game that we've played together at the National Housing Authority. Now it's, you know, there's the ground opposite Sunset. It used to be owned by National Housing Authority. It went into Coca-Cola. So there was a Division 1 game that we were officiating, and his father was the referee. I was an assistant referee. And he was telling me, young man, I'm now retiring. I'm leaving my son. You must help him. And that's how it started. And when he went home, we told him, I've told Wellington that you should be following his steps. And it's from there that we started interacting. Because the time Jan was coming on the panel, I'd already served about 8 years. Yes.
Wow. So how has been the relationship between the two of you?
The relationship? It has been bad, as in good.
Okay.
You know, our language as Zambians, we like saying, it go bad. You know, not really meaning that things are bad. Otherwise, the relationship with this big man here, it has been fantastic.
Tell us about this game.
Well, this game, it was semi-final.
No, it was a final.
No, it was a final, first leg.
In Kinshasa.
Yes.
Okay.
And I remember when...
Club football.
Yes.
Club.
Yeah, under CAF, yes.
Okay.
When we went to officiate this game, he was my fourth official.
Okay.
We failed to enter the gates because there were a lot of people. We had security, but we couldn't pass. Where do you push people for you to pass? Nowhere. So it was a tense game. So you could see how people watch games, you know, in different countries. It's different from us here in Zambia. You find that maybe just like a small group, you know, like Saturday I was officiating my last game. You saw, okay, not many people.
It's a section.
Yeah, just a section and the like. Otherwise, you know, having nice experience with this big man here, I've learned a lot. Yeah,
Right.
he looks short, but yeah, there is knowledge that you can get from him, you know.
Don't you look short? I'm short.
So, what comes with you know, officiating a game at a very packed stadium? Does it intimidate you that no, maybe I might make a wrong decision and then fans descend on me?
For me, I think it gives me courage. It gives me courage, you know, once the crowd goes like, wow, and you know, you're like, they're giving you more petrol to go ahead, you know. Yeah. But the other thing that I can mention, not because he's here, okay, I was going as the fourth official. Then things turned. He started going as the fourth official. But there was no crash whatsoever where you say, this young man or whatever. No. We started working as if nothing has changed, you know. So that was the beauty of it. Yeah, no wonder now even this time, we can talk and the like.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you have a fourth official who is your statesman, who is your countrymate, does that help? Maybe Wellington, you can.
A lot. It helps a lot because one, you speak same language. Two, you are coming from the same area. So you even in the planning, start planning him before you go to the match. Because say for instance, we receive an assignment that you are going to, like the one who went to DRC with him as a fourth official, would ask Ndala, refer kama visa. You want Lusaka. Would you do this and that? Start running around, you prepare those things, and as you are going in the plane, where we are going, the game is tense. What do we do? What do we do? So you plan and you get motivated.
And maybe probably even share accommodation and do that.
You be at the same hotel but different rooms. Be at the same hotel, you arrange the time of the meals and stuff like that. So it really helps as opposed to have somebody who is coming from another country, because you may not have time to talk to each other. You may not have time to plan. Because a game like this, you need to plan and you need to devise communication skills. How do you communicate? Because I would know when Janny is on the middle, I could see maybe he's going down. I would jack him up from the fourth official area.
Okay.
I'll jack him up. I'll just look at him. You look at me. I said, when I decided to do this, you will know that no, he's not happy, and it will motivate him.
Right. There's another photo again. We were together, and there were actually there was a lot of greatness on that photo. So there was the Janny Sikazwe, Wellington Kaoma, there was the Adebayo on the other side, there was Eto on the other side. What does it take, you know, officiating such a... Who was the referee between the two of you?
I was the referee.
You were the referee.
Yes.
What does it take to officiate such a match, such a big match?
Well, first of all, it was a pleasure for me to officiate such a match, because I just came from Morocco. I was doing Morocco versus Togo in the same World Cup qualifier. And then I was now designated to officiate this match, and we went with Janny. And Janny really helped me in that match, because, you know, the squad, the Eto squad, there was Robert Song, there was Benanjepu, And Adebayo came. Why? It's because he knew that Eto'o has come for this match, and Adebayo came. So it's like it was a fight between Adebayo and Eto'o. So it was a tense match. But Janny, being the fourth official, he played a major role, because where there is confrontations, he quickly moved in.
Okay.
Yes, he quickly moved in as you are trying to work on this group. You find that Janny is also working on the other group. So it really worked very, very well. It was a test match, but we managed and we enjoyed ourselves.
Nice. Wow. Which one has been your worst match, Wellington, where you feel, okay, this one, okay, I didn't do a good job? And then you should also give me your best match, which you feel you nailed it.
Well, yeah, on the worst match, I think there was one picture where I was attacked at the trade fair ground. I think if they check through, I think there's one picture where I was actually slapped. It was the Power Dynamos versus it was the Forest.
Where you were being protected.
Yes,
like
yes, I was being protected. Now, the game was at 13 hours, and it was live on SuperSport. So after the game, Power were claiming that I denied them a penalty. So after the match, they came. There was very few police officers. So you see, there are some were police officers, but they were in Power Dynamos regarding this one. So they were pretending to be protecting me. The one with the cape is the one who gave me a good slap. I've not forget. He was protecting me. No, no, you can see. So as we are entering the small gate into the dressing room, no, he hammered me.
The one on the right?
The one with the cape.
With the cape on the right?
Yes. He's the one who was entering. He was actually, he's a police officer, but he was his Power supporter. So as well, because I felt, no, and I'm protected now. Now I'm in safe hands. No, I even relaxed. Then when I was about to enter, go into the dressing room, So that was
the one who is protecting you again is the one who hammered.
Yes.
No, that was a terrible experience.
But then a good match, one of the best matches. There are many. There are many matches that I really enjoyed. One of them is South Africa used to organize the Vodacom Challenge games when tournament, I would say, when they are on break, they would invite different teams. So I was privileged to officiate Orlando Pirates versus Manchester United in Durban, and I thought I did well. I enjoyed that match because after the game, Sir Alex Ferguson and Sir Bob Charlton, they walked to me and gave me a souvenir. That were very good referee. So yeah. And that was the first time I was meeting Manchester United players when Rooney, Ryan Giggs, by then they were still active.
Okay.
Yeah.
John, did you face such things where you've been slapped or maybe insulted and all that?
Insult, as a ref, those are part of us.
Yeah.
So you cannot say, mate, this game you are not going to receive an insult. No. Every game you find that there are insults and stuff. But for me, if I look back and see which was my worst game, I would mention like the same final, Champions League, that was in Tunisia. Yeah, Esperance versus, is it Petros? Yeah, of Angola. Yeah, where I made a mistake, all right? It's from that mistake that I found myself suspended, So it couldn't like come to me, in a very nice way, because I was like thinking to say, but why? How was my position? Why did I do that? So that game for me is the worst, because after being suspended, I came back here. There were some reactions. I was even stopped to go and do the local physical fitness. You can imagine. Then people were but what is it? There's something like that. So for me, that was the worst.
Wow.
Great games. They are many.
There are many.
Yeah, they are many.
Okay, let's pick the 2017 AFCON final. Then there's also the 2016 FIFA Club World Cup final, and maybe officiating at the World Cup. How can you describe these experiences?
Well, I'll start with the 2016. You know, that, because, you know, when you are there, you are like, okay, Dimbini Bazungu, you know, and like, and the time they announced the appointments, I just had sweat, you know, all over my hands. I was like, did I hear my name? You know? And they're like, so, okay, fine, we'll go for it. That was fantastic, you know? But the time I went for...
How was it handling, you know, the stars you've just been watching on TV, like, for instance, maybe Benzema and all that?
It wasn't so much for me because me, I don't support any team. I don't know from way back, whether, you know, European teams or whatever. I don't have a team. So the time I was officiating, it was normal for me. You know, no wonder I tell the upcoming referees to say, hey, you people have teams in your mind, you live supporting, you're watching, you know. It doesn't mean that I don't watch football. I do watch football, but I don't have a team, you know, in my mind. So the time I met those guys, it was just a matter of enjoying, do the officiating, that's it. Yeah.
Right. 2017 AFCON final, and that involved Cameroon and Egypt.
Yes. Well, you know, the way I started that tournament, I could see I had energy within me, you know, and coming from the Club World Cup, you know, I had all the power and I had, you know, that energy that I would do my level best. This is the time I should show people that we've got the potential. So, given that game again, I said, this will add to my history. So I had to like go for it. It was so fantastic.
Wow, and it was glory for you. Then you went to the first FIFA World Cup in 2018 and officiated 2 matches. How was the experience there?
Well, first World Cup, you know, going for the first time, it was like, now let's see what is there. But just after the first, because what FIFA does is that they will take you to the venue a week before, so that you go through that pre-course, you know, for them, so that you get used what you know, laws do they want you to adjust, or what are the addition for that type of tournament. So that gave me, you know, another morale where I would say, I thought it was a different scenario altogether, because it's a World Cup. You know, going for other tournaments, it was normal for me. Now, because of that word World Cup, the major tournament, I was like, okay, let's see. By the time we started, we got used and to say, okay, fine, I think we can do something. So the first game, again, me, I didn't even know that these are the people cherish a lot. People were writing, no, he was with who's the captain for Belgium?
Hazard.
Yeah. Oh, Hazard. Oh, he said, that's the boy. You understand? Because as I told you earlier, I don't support any team, so players are not too much in me.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's that issue of maybe a star player would, like, it's a wide view that no, you referees protect like big star players. Is that the case?
It's not about protecting big stars. You understand? Referees, we protect players. That's the most important thing. You know? So it's not about just the big stars, so-called big stars or big players. It's everyone. Okay? Why do you see it that referees protect, you know, big players? It is because the other team, they'll be focusing on that person. For instance, you are officiating the Argentina game, they will say, oh, Messi will be around. You understand? So if Zambia is playing Argentina, the coach definitely will say, the one who will break us is this boy. So defender, make sure that you do your job here. Okay? When we were playing Saranga, they say bumper to bumper, you know. We wish Muntueka, you know. So that player will have that mentality because he has followed the instructions. Okay? So upon holding the ball, Nishishali then Sapato. So the referee will quickly be there. That's the time we'll be saying, this guy is being protected. Every time we wanted to, they are there. It's because of the tactic that the coach has given the other team. You know?
See.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing, just to add on what Jana said, the other thing is, you see, spectators, they come to watch stars. So you find that the stadium will be full. It's because Messi is there, Ronaldo is there. See, so the focus will be on that player. And the moment he touches the ball, everyone wants to cloud on him. And so as a referee, you try and help that player so that spectators can enjoy watching the match. Because the moment that player is substituted, you'd find some spectators will even start dropping out because they know this is the player I wanted to watch, but see what has happened. Right. So it's not necessarily protecting, but they draw attention.
All right.
Yeah, they draw attention to everyone because he is a star.
Okay. So for you, Wellington, what are some of the accolades that you've won in refereeing? We heard Jan talking about the awards. He will tell us how many, but tell us how many have you won, how many awards?
Yes, after Jan, I think I also won the Referee of the Year. I think Jan may have won 1 or 2 or 3, but I won one Referee of the Year. Then I also won previously we used to have a lot of awards, not just the Referee of the Year, to be the most improved, the youngest, the most disciplined. So there's one trophy I was receiving from Pivot Simwanza. By then he was the chairman of the referees committee. By then, so yes, it's one of those accolades that I've won. I was also at one point won the referees of the year.
Okay. Have you received offers to be bribed that no, we want to win this game? Let me start with Jan.
Well, for me, I haven't received anything like that. The reason is, when you enter FIFA, there is what we call FIFA integrity. They teach you, okay, how you are able to identify the one who can come and bribe you, then how you can move away from such. So I've been using all those ideas, and they have really helped me in my referee career.
All right. What about you, Wellington?
Yeah, you see, for you to stay long in the sport, you've got to have the integrity. And that's what will drive you to reach that far. I stayed on the FIFA panel for 18 years. I think I'm the longest served referee in this country. Jan was following me. He has prematurely retired. I'm sure he was going to overtake me.
And people are asking, why have you retired? Because Wellington, you look like you're still energetic and you can still run. Even you, Jan, you're still young. So
for you to stay that long, it means we need to have integrity. You need to identify your enemies. Clubs, they've got temptations. So once you identify their tactics, you can easily move away from that. So for us, for me and him to stay that long means we had identified their tactics and we ran away from them. Okay. And that made us to reach where we reached.
Okay, but why did you retire? People feel you retired.
Well, I got tired. I can't go into details. I just got tired. I said, I think I need to rest and give a chance to the young ones.
What about you, Janny?
Me, it's very simple. Okay? I looked at myself. I said, I've reached my target. Because in life, you need to set targets. So the time I started refereeing, my target was to go to the World Cup. That was my target. And I've gone to the World Cup twice. What else am I looking for? I've reached my target. So when I look at what people are talking about on social media, I was like asking myself, maybe people had to set a target for me, which I didn't know. No wonder maybe they are saying early and whatever. All right. This year, I'll be 44. Long time ago, if you ask Mr. Kaoma here, retirement age for FIFA was 45. Am I right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if I remain with 1 year and I look at this year, what do we have major tournaments within this year? There's nothing. So why can't I leave space for the young one?
All right. Okay, so for now, let's pass it over to Julius Malulu to give us what is trending very quickly. Julius, it's over to you.
Thank you very much, Modern. This evening we're privileged to have our very own Janny Sikazwe and Mr. Wellington Kaoma, who've both retired. And like I earlier said, we're going to be talking about Janny Sikazwe, who's retired at the age of 43 and has been in the refereeing industry for 23 years. But just a quick challenge that I would love to throw to Mr. Kaoma and Mr. Sikazwe, them being in studio with us, Modern, is that I think they should open up a refereeing school so that they should help the upcoming referees and also impart the knowledge. Whatever they've learned, they should be able to impart the knowledge in those upcoming referees that would want to be like Janny and Mr. Kaoma one day. So that's a challenge that I'm throwing to Mr. Sikazwe and Mr. Kaoma, that one day they shall open up a school and the young ones should be able to learn from them. Still talking about refereeing, Modern, we have our very own Diana, who's been selected. She's gone down in history as the first female referee to officiate at the Senior Women's World Cup. We're super proud of her. We want to see more of this, and we know that this is just the beginning, and we are optimistic, and we're hoping to see more of such success for our very own Diana. So she's part of the 55 assistant referees who are going to be officiating at the Women's World Cup that will be starting in June. And by the way, Modern, the Copper Queens will be participating. So we have the Copper Queens participating, and we have our very own Diana. So the next we have Gareth Bell, who's retired at the age of 33. Gareth did extremely well. He's retired as world's top scorer with 41 goals, and he's scored 81 goals for Real Madrid. So indeed, we celebrate Gareth. Lastly, our very own Kennedy Musonda, who's the leading top scorer in the Zambian Super League. Rumor has it that he's leaving Powerful Power Dynamos and likely to join Young Africans, CS Tanzanian side. They are offering $100,000. TP Mazembe, the Congolese Giants, are offering 120,000. So that's what we had in as far as what's trending on social media is concerned, Modern.
Thank you very much, Julius. So now I have to challenge to subject my guest to a challenge. So you can follow me here. Want to see who is the strongest? You are friends. Let's start with arm wrestling. So you can be here. Yes. So you can be here. One can be here. The other one the other side. So you use your, I'm sure, your right hands. Let's see who is the strongest between Janny Sikazwe and Wellington Kaoma. So you rest your elbows here. No, here. No, the other side. You and Janny. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So when I say 1, 2, 3, go, that's when you go. 1.
Where are we going?
2. No, you'll be pulling the other side. Jan will be pulling the other side.
Okay.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, go. Who knows? Maybe you might win in go juggling. Let's see if you can win in go juggling. Wellington Kaoma. Here is 1, 1, 2, 3. It looks like it's Janny's show. It looks like it's Janny's show. Let's see what Janny is able to do. Okay. So you have 10 seconds to do it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, Janny is the winner. So today I'm the one declaring the winner.
Yes,
Janny is the winner.
Yes.
So this is the show for today. I was hosting Janny Sikazwe, a celebrated Zambian referee, and also Wellington Kaoma, also a celebrated Zambian referee. So until next week when we come with another set of guests, my name is Modern Sinkara. Goodbye.
Goodbye.